killing fields. Let's talk about that when I come back. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rants. The killing fields. Well, the killing fields are our neighborhoods. Every day when I wake up and I turn on the news, there is a killing or a murder in the city of Philadelphia, one of the neighborhoods in which we live. And I'm going to talk about Philadelphia because that's where I'm from, and I live in one of those neighborhoods. And every day there is a killing in one of these neighborhoods, be it South Philadelphia, West Philadelphia, Southwest, Mount Airy, Germantown, Northeast. And Philadelphia is a city that's made up of neighborhoods. And so that's how we identify who we are based on where we live. Some neighborhoods are quote unquote better than others. But the result is there's a murder and a killing almost every day in one of these neighborhoods. And my question is, why? Why are we killing people at such an alarming rate and nobody is kind of up in arms about it? We should be up in arms about why people are getting killed in neighborhoods that we live in. I talked to my partner this morning, and one of the things she asked me was, as we discussed this, was why did I think people are getting killed on a daily basis? And I think that the number one culprit is the drug culture that exists in our city, be it drug dealers, be it drug gangs, be it drug users. The drug culture has kind of been around in our community forever, but of late, because of a variety of issues, I think the drug culture has been a major contribution to the murder and homicide rate in Philadelphia. We have people fighting over territory. We have drug dealers fighting over, making more money than the next person. We have drug users that are upset with drug dealers because of the type of drugs that are being distributed. We have drug users who are under the influence of drugs and committing crimes while they're under the influence of drugs. And as a result, people are getting killed. And it really makes no sense. When drugs become the issue of people killing each other over it and not being killed because of them using it, and not that that's not a problem in and of itself, because that's another story for another day. But when this whole drug culture begins to kind of filter into our communities and create what I call the killing fields, then we got to do something about this. If we don't, we're going to find ourselves living in occupied neighborhoods. We talk about foreign terrorism. Well, the reality of it is we have domestic terrorism right in our communities on a daily basis. We have terrorists living right next door to us. We have terrorists living right across the street from us because, they are creating situations where people can't even walk outside of their house without the fear of getting murdered. We have 13, 14, and 15-year-old children getting killed. We have 70 and 80-year-old elderly folks getting killed. And then somewhere in the middle, a little bit of everybody else. And it's ridiculous that we as a people, especially in our communities, the black community, has to live like that. There was a time when there was, love, peace, and harmony in our community. And that time has gone. Have we let the drug culture come in and take away our peace and our love in our community? And it seems as if we have done that. Everybody is kind of for themselves. People have taken on this mantra of, hey, man, that ain't none of my business, and I don't want to have nothing to do with it. As long as it don't fall at my doorstep, hey, that's not me, But at some point, it may fall on your doorstep. At some point, it may touch you. At some point, someone in your family may catch a stray bullet, or somebody may fall victim to this whole senseless homicide thing that's going on. It's February 22nd, and I don't know the exact number, but I would say there's probably about already 50 homicides that have occurred in the city already since the beginning of 2016. And that's just unacceptable. At some point, man, we got to stand up and do something about it. At some point, we have to, as a community, stop relying on law enforcement to do all that they do to try to eradicate this whole situation when it comes to drugs and homicide. Their solution to a lot of this is just lock them up, build more prisons, and lock them up. And to some degree, some people deserve to be locked up. To a larger degree, we need to be a little bit more proactive in terms of trying to figure out what we can do to try to squash some of the things that are going on. So I know there are some good brothers out there working and have created some grassroots organizations that are attempting to address this issue from a preventive measure. And I applaud those brothers, and they need to continue to do it. But we as a community need to help them out, and we need to step up as well and make sure that we continue to try to live in communities that are peaceful and have harmony in them. Because if we don't, it's just going to get worse. And there's going to be a point where we can't and won't be able to walk outside of our doors for fear of getting killed. If that's how you want to live, I don't know. That's not how I want to live. We need to step up and do something about it. If you have any solutions, please send your solutions to me. And I will post them on channel 906. And, the more solutions we get, maybe we can try to take this at a higher level and get to a point where we can be a little bit more proactive. Because something has to be done. We just can't sit back and continue to let it happen to us, because that's not the city of Philadelphia that I grew up in, and it's certainly not the city of Philadelphia that I want to continue to live in. So, send your solutions to me. Send your videos to me. Send your ideas to me. We'll get them up, we'll get them out, and we'll try to bring our neighborhoods back. This is Rob Bell, and this is Rob's Rants.